Everyone, my name is Tracy, your host of Healing Starts With You, an astrology and healing podcast. Today I'm going to talk about ancestor karmic cycles, okay? Karmic patterns, and how you can see them and how you can let go of them so you can live your best life. Because what happens is when you have an ancestor karmic patterns in your life, it goes into, so when you have a family, then it goes through your children and your grandchildren and keeps going over and over and over again. So until you see this pattern, you've got to cut it at the root so that it doesn't keep going. Okay. Now, you got to be strong enough and to step into your power to do this. And sometimes it takes someone through the family line to cut it at the root. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example. So in my mom's side of the family, there was someone, and not just someone, there's like generations of people that were very controlling, very manipulative, kind of like a narcissist, right? Where she couldn't do anything, couldn't go anywhere, couldn't have any friends, couldn't have a career. Okay. And then she has her family. And because of that energy, she was always finding relationships that were manipulative and controlling, like a lot of friends that were like that. And she couldn't understand why this was happening. But when you, as a young child, if this was your whole life, you think it's like normal, really. Like you don't really know, right? Until you see it in a different light. Okay. And then here I come along, and it's time for me to say no. This pattern has to stop. It's got to stop through the family lines so that my children, my grandchildren, and their children doesn't happen to them. Okay. So what happens is I use astrology or soul contracts to find that family pattern or the pattern within you so that you can let it go and cut it off at the root. I only do this through Steph Mahoney's program, Your $1,000,000 Life. I don't do it anywhere else. And what we do is such a powerful transformation. So imagine finding that karmic cycle. And now that ancestor cycle could be like relationships, could be money issues, so many different things, but you got to find the pattern. You got to cut it off at the root. Sometimes it takes a couple of generations for that one person to come and stop the cycle. And for me, that's me, right? You got to be strong enough. You got to step into your power to cut that karmic cycle out of your life. And that's the only way to do it. Okay. So finding the cycle, looking at the pattern, viewing it for what it is, and then cutting it off. Okay. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Bye.